Lady Vex'thara Moonshade stood on the observation deck of her luxury yacht, the Crimson Whisper, staring at Earth as if it were a diseased fruit. "This place smells like burnt dreams and overconfidence," she muttered, adjusting her seven-fingered gloves. Her daughter, Lyssa, sat motionless in her hoverchair behind her, silent as always. 3 years. 3 years since the accident on Praxis Station. 3 years since Lyssa's spine had been shattered by falling debris during what was supposed to be a routine shopping trip. The best doctors in 4 galaxies had tried. All of them had failed. Vex'thara was worth 47 billion credits. She owned mining operations on 6 planets, controlled trade routes through the Andromeda Corridor, and wielded enough political power to make senators weep. But none of it could make her daughter walk again. "Mom," Lyssa's voice came out small, almost robotic, filtered through her translator chip. "Why are we here? You said humans were primitive." Vex'thara turned, her 3 eyes blinking in sequence. "They are primitive, darling. But I received a message from someone named Doctor Finn Alvaro. He claims," she paused, tasting the bitterness of hope. "He claims he can help you." Lyssa said nothing. Hope had died in her a long time ago. The ship landed outside a facility that looked like it had been assembled by drunk children. Concrete blocks, glass windows, solar panels that looked older than some civilizations. Vex'thara wanted to turn around immediately. "Ma'am," her assistant, Quelix, buzzed nervously. "Perhaps we should reconsider. This establishment lacks even basic ion shielding." "Noted," Vex'thara said coldly. "But we're already here." Dr. Finn Alvaro met them at the entrance. He was short, dark-skinned, with gray streaks in his hair and eyes that crinkled when he smiled. He wore a lab coat with coffee stains on it. Coffee stains. Vex'thara felt her hope wither even further. "Lady Moonshade," he said cheerfully, extending his hand. "Welcome to the Neural Regeneration Institute. I'm Finn." She stared at his hand as if it might explode. Quelix hurriedly explained human greeting customs. Vex'thara touched his hand briefly, resisting the urge to sanitize immediately afterward. "This is my daughter, Lyssa." Finn crouched to Lyssa's level, meeting her eyes. "Hey, Lyssa, cool chair. Can it do any tricks?" Lyssa blinked. It hovers." "Nice." Finn grinned. "Mine just rolls and squeaks." Totally jealous. He stood and gestured toward the building. "Come on in. Let me show you what we've been working on." They walked through hallways that smelled like antiseptic and ambition. Vex'thara cataloged every flaw. Flickering lights, scuffed floors, outdated equipment that belonged in museums, not medical facilities. "You must understand," she said icily. "We have consulted the finest specialists in the known universe. Neural reconstructionists from Kelver Prime, bioengineers from the Spiral Collective, quantum healers from—" "Yeah," Finn interrupted, pushing open a door. "I read your file. They all tried regenerating the nerves directly, right? Top-down approach. Very logical. And it failed," Vex'thara said. "Because they were thinking like aliens," Finn replied, entirely unfazed by her tone. "No offense." "Offense taken," Quelix muttered. Finn led them into a lab where a young man sat in a wheelchair, electrodes attached to his head and spine. A woman in scrubs, Dr. Maya Torres, monitored screens filled with neural activity. "This is James," Finn said. "James, say hi." "Hey," James waved. James was paralyzed from the waist down 2 years ago. "Car accident. Watch this." Finn nodded at Maya, who typed something into a console. James stood up, not slowly, not with mechanical assistance. He simply stood, smooth and natural, as if standing were the easiest thing in the world. Then he walked across the room, picked up a basketball, and tossed it into a nearby hoop. Vex'thara's mouth fell open. Quelix made a sound like a dying engine. Lyssa gripped the armrests of her chair. "Ow!" Vex'thara whispered. Finn grinned. "We don't regenerate the nerves. We bypass them entirely. Neural interface technology. We map the brain's motor intentions, translate them into electrical signals, and send them directly to the muscles. The spine becomes irrelevant. It's like rerouting a highway." Vex'thara struggled for words. "That's impossible. The complexity, the processing power required, the rejection risk. Not impossible, Maya said, pulling up holographic data. Just really, really hard. Took us 8 years and about 600 failures. But yeah, we figured it out. Lyssa's voice trembled. Could it work for me? Finn looked at her seriously. Your biology is different. We need to study your neural patterns, adapt the interface. It would take time, maybe months. And I can't promise anything. But there's a chance? Lyssa asked. There's a chance, Finn confirmed. Something cracked inside Vex'thara's chest. Something that felt dangerously like hope. What do you want? She asked. Money? Resources? Name your price. Finn shrugged. We'll figure that out later. Right now, let's see if we can help your daughter walk. For the first time in 3 years, Lady Vex'thara Moonshade believed in the impossible. And it terrified her. For months later, Vex'thara stood in her penthouse suite, arranging a dinner party she didn't care about for people she barely tolerated. Her hands moved automatically, placing glasses on the table. Wait. No, not crystalline. Glass. Expensive glass, but still just glass. She had been staying on Earth. For months of watching her daughter undergo procedures that made her stomach turn. For months of Doctor Finn Alvaro explaining complex breakthroughs with drawings on napkins, because apparently humans didn't believe in proper holographic presentations. For months of Maya Torres working 18-hour shifts, adapting alien neurology to human technology that looked like it belonged in a scrapyard. Mistress, Quelix appeared, fidgeting. The guest will arrive in 30 minutes. Should I prepare the Valthorian wine? Or, I don't care, Quelix. Whatever. Her assistant hesitated. Are you well, mistress? No, she wasn't. Because today was test day. The final test. Either the neural interface would work, or 4 months of fragile hope would shatter into nothing again. Her communicator buzzed. Finn's face appeared, grinning like an idiot. Hey, boss lady. You coming or what? Vex'thara's 3 hearts skipped in sequence. Is it time? Lyssa's ready when you are. The glass slipped from her hand and shattered across the marble floor. She didn't react. I'm coming. Cancel the dinner, Quelix. But mistress, the ambassadors. I said cancel it. She was already moving toward the door, her elegant robes swishing behind her. Running. When was the last time she had run anywhere? The facility looked different now. Vex'thara had quietly funded renovations. New equipment, better lighting, a proper research wing. She had thrown money at it the way rich people did when they were terrified, hoping money could fix everything. Finn met her at the door. Deep breaths. She's nervous. Don't make it worse. I am perfectly calm. Vex'thara lied, her hands shaking. They entered the main testing room. Lyssa sat in her chair, electrodes covering her head and spine. The neural interface processor, a compact device about the size of a human fist, was attached to her back. Maya monitored multiple screens filled with data. Hey, Mom, Lyssa said quietly. Her voice was small, scared, hopeful. Vex'thara wanted to say something profound, something comforting, something worthy of the moment. Instead, she said, Your hair looks terrible with all those wires. Lyssa laughed, actually laughed. Thanks, Mom. Very reassuring. Finn clapped his hands together. All right, Lyssa, remember what we practiced. Don't try too hard. Just think about standing. The interface handles the rest. Maya, neural pathways mapped and stable, Maya confirmed. Muscle response calibrated. We're good. No pressure, Finn added. But if this works, I'm absolutely putting it on my resume. Finn, Maya said flatly. Not helping. Right. Sorry. He looked back at Lyssa. You ready? Lyssa nodded. Her skin shifted to a pale purple, the color her species turned when frightened. Vex'thara recognized it because she probably looked exactly the same. Whenever you're ready, Finn said gently. Silence filled the room. Vex'thara stopped breathing. Quelix whispered frantic prayers in the corner. Lyssa closed her eyes. The screens lit up, neural activity spiking, signals racing from her brain through the interface, bypassing her shattered spine entirely. Her legs, motionless for 3 years, twitched, then moved, then tensed. Lyssa stood up. The plate Vex'thara had been holding some pointless hors d'oeuvre meant for guests who no longer mattered, crashed to the floor. She didn't notice. She didn't care. Her daughter was standing. "Oh," Lyssa whispered, tears streaming down her face. "Oh, it's working. I can feel them. Mom, I can feel my legs, I can." She took a step, wobbled. Finn moved to help, but Vex'thara was faster. She caught her daughter, holding her steady. They were both crying now, this impossibly wealthy alien and her child. Clinging to each other as humans in coffee-stained lab coats cheered behind them. "You did it," Vex'thara sobbed. "You're walking. You're actually walking." "We did it," Lyssa corrected softly, squeezing her mother's hands. Together, across the room, Finn wiped at his eyes, pretending there was something in them. Maya didn't bother pretending at all, openly crying while still checking her screens. Quelix collapsed into a chair, making sounds like a failing air conditioner. Lyssa took another step, then another. Careful, deliberate, real. After 3 years of darkness, 3 years of specialists saying impossible, saying no hope, saying learn to accept it, she was walking. Vex'thara turned to Finn, the short human with coffee stains, a primitive facility, and an absolutely insane mind. "How much do I owe you?" Finn shrugged. "Honestly, just keep funding the research. We got about 800 other patients waiting. People without billionaire moms. Help us help them." "Done," Vex'thara said instantly. "Whatever you need. Money, equipment, staff. This facility is yours." "Cool," Finn replied. "But maybe enjoy the moment first? Your kid's walking. That's kind of huge." He was right. Vex'thara pulled Lyssa close, watching her take slow, shaky steps around the room. Earth had once looked like a diseased fruit. Humans had seemed primitive, backward, not worth her time. Funny how wrong she had been. "Mom," Lyssa said, smiling through tears. "Want to go for a walk? Like an actual walk?" Vex'thara, who owned planets, commanded empires, and had never walked anywhere she could fly, hover, or teleport, nodded. "I would love nothing more." They walked out together, mother and daughter, into the afternoon sun. Behind them, Finn turned to Maya. "We're going to need a bigger facility." "And more coffee," Maya agreed. Quelix, still slumped in his chair, muttered, "Humans are terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And wonderful. But mostly terrifying." Outside, Earth no longer looked diseased. It looked like hope. And Vex'thara decided that hope was the most valuable thing in any galaxy. If this story entertained or taught you something, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow and bring you more stories like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next story.